Hi everybody, I am coming to you today to just give you a recap of our class today. So last time we met, we talked about matter and energy. We spoke about the different aspects of matter. We talked about atoms, elements, molecules, compounds. We also talked about the difference between potential energy and kinetic energy, and we gave some examples of that. In today's lesson, we're going to explore potential energy a little bit more. When you logged into class, you clicked on the attendance check-in link, which of course you can't click on here in this video. Just make sure that you visit today's Google Classroom post to do that. I'm going to skip all these things. So we're going to correct your notes from last class, so make sure that you have your notebook available nearby. There were two clarifications I wanted to make for the notes from last time. We're going to take a look at the Gizmo handout that you're going to be working on today. And then I'm going to show you how to navigate through the Gizmo. Some of you may be new to it, so we'll take a look at that. And then there's an exit ticket. Again, in order to access the exit ticket, you would need to visit today's Google Classroom post. Okay, so let's correct those notes. Last time we talked about the difference between a molecule and a compound, and I wanted to add these clarifying statements. First, a molecule is a group of atoms of the same element bonded together. And some of the examples I used were oxygen. Oxygen doesn't exist, it's just O, it's actually O2. Hydrogen is H2. Nitrogen is N2. Fluorine is F2. Chlorine is Cl2. Bromine is Br2. Iodine is I2. So these are actually called diatomic molecules, meaning they kind of exist as twins. Okay, you never see them alone when they're in a chemical equation as a reactant or product. It's never just O for oxygen, it's always O2. So these are called molecules. Again, a group of atoms that are made of the same elements that are bonded together. A compound, on the other hand, is a group of atoms made of two or more different types of atoms. So for example, H2O is made up of hydrogen and oxygen atoms. That's a compound. CO2, carbon and oxygen atoms. So that's a compound, right? So once again, molecules made of the same atoms of the same element bonded together. Compounds, atoms of two or more different elements bonded together, right? So make sure you make that correction in your notes. So the first thing I want you to do is set up your notebook pages in your notebook. You actually have two options. Either you can use the Gizmo handout, which is available in Google Classroom, and I'll show you that in just a moment, or to save paper and to save ink from your printer, or if you don't have a printer, you can actually just set up your pages in your notebook. So this is the very next page in your notebook after yesterday's notes. So the left side of the page, you're going to set up with the prior knowledge questions, the Gizmo warm-up, and the beginning of activity A. The right side of your page, you're going to finish up activity A here. And then notice that the title goes across the entire top of the page. Gizmo, excuse me, Gizmo, potential energy on shelves. Also notice that I placed the date there to ensure that I know when I did this. So make sure you pause the video here and set up your pages if you plan on using this instead of the actual handouts available in Google Classroom. Okay, so this part is very important. I'm going to spend a little bit of time on each slide so you can see all the information. But let me first start with just walking you through everything here. So you're going to set up your Gizmo account. Now, several of you already set up your Gizmo account. It was one of the assignments you needed to do within the first week of school. But some people haven't done that yet. So now you'll get a chance to do it. So what you will do is click on this link. It's called explorelearning.com. When it opens, you're going to see this little drop-down menu. It says Login or Enroll. Click the drop-down menu, and you're going to ignore this part. The reason this is filled in for me is because I already have an account, so it automatically fills because I've requested my desktop to do so. What you're interested in is this student class enrollment. Your class code is in Google Classroom. So you're going to enter that class code here, and then you're going to click the Enroll button. For now, I'm just going to log in to show you what to do next. So once you're here, you're going to click on your period, and you're going to notice that there's already a gizmo in the classroom for you. This one is called Potential Energy on Shells. So you click on that assignment, and here it says Launch Gizmo. You can also launch the gizmo here in this corner. So you click on Launch Gizmo, and there it is. It pops up. Now you may be looking at this thinking, wait, where are the directions? What's going on here, right? So what you need to do is go to Google Classroom. Here in Google Classroom, this is our essential question, our learning objective, and then basically the directions for what we're going to do today. You're going to click on this Gizmo Potential Energy PDF. This PDF is the handout. So like I said, you can either print this out and glue it into your notebook, or you can set up your pages like I showed you in that previous slide. So because there are no directions here, you're going to have to use this page for all of your directions. So you're going to start with the prior knowledge question. You're going to read these questions. They're asking you to compare diver A to diver B and explain your answers to these questions. Remember, don't just give a one-liner. Explain means you at least provide a sentence describing what your answer is. Then you're going to do the gizmo warm-up section. Again, you haven't touched the gizmo yet. You're just making observations. So this is going to give you some background information about potential energy and what it is. And then this part is going to ask you to take a look at the simulation. This is the picture that you're going to see in the simulation here, this picture. And it's asking that you simply make a distinction about which one of these objects is most likely to have the least potential energy, and then you need to state why. Don't forget the why part, that's very important. Now you get to play with the gizmo. Step 2 asks that you click on the table tab. So when you go here, the table tab is right here. So you click on that, and this table of information comes up. Then it's asking you to take a look at the potential energy table. It's measured in joules, and it's asking you to list the objects in order from lowest to highest potential energies. So here we are. This is the potential energy column measured in joules, and you're being asked to list these three amounts based on the ball, the clip, and the paper in order from least to greatest, right? So when you go back to the Gizmo handout, you've now completed page 1. On page 2, this is where you begin activity A, and notice that activity A has a title, but it also has some information on how to get the gizmo ready. It says select the bar chart tab and turn on show numerical values. So if I go here, I select the bar chart tab right here, and then I click on show numerical values right there. Now I'm ready to do whatever it is it's going to ask me to do. So when I go back to that handout, there's some introductory statement here. There's our essential question, and then I'm being asked to identify some things, observe some things, summarize, describe, and infer some things, and then identify something. This is it. That's the end of this gizmo. Okay? Let me go back to the slideshow. So you may be wondering, well, Ms. Brown, I'm not in period 1. I'm in period 2. What is the code for period 2? So there you go. There's the code for period 2. I'll leave it there for a second. The code for period 4 is next. Just hit pause to write it down. The code for period 5 is here. And the code for period 6 is here. When you're done setting up your Gizmo account, which we did in class, right? So we did that in class. If for some reason you weren't with us and you didn't do it in class, you need to let me know that you have signed up for your Gizmo account. So just send me a message in Jupyter saying, Ms. Brown, I signed up for Gizmo. Can you please add my points to the gradebook? So you do get points for setting up your Gizmo account. And then you get a separate set of points for actually completing the Gizmo. The last thing we did was an exit ticket. This link can be found in Google Classroom. Let me show you. The link is right here. So this is the exit ticket link in Google Classroom. Fill that out and you're done. You may be wondering what this is and this. This is the slideshow that I'm currently showing you. And this is the left and right side of your notebook pages if you decide to not print the Gizmo handouts. Let me go back. And this is the Gizmo handout. Some of you may decide to just use this handout and you want to write your answers on here. That's fine too. If that's the case, you're going to click on this Open With button. And a lot of folks are using Kami, and I think I like Kami over DocHub. DocHub makes you open, it's like an additional click for me to open. So I do recommend that you use Kami. You click on it and it just allows you to add your comments to this page. Oh, I didn't sign up for this yet. So some of you have already signed up for this. I won't waste the time in this video to do it. We can actually do it in class or in a separate video. All right. If you have any questions about what to do and how to do it, make sure that you reach out to me, send me a message in Jupyter, or you can ask me the next time I see you in class. All righty. It was good seeing you.